out. It's so much
Hmm.
suffering.
And just I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the point of filler?
Because okay. Oh God. This you should just start recording right now.
I already did before I asked the question.
Oh, you did. Okay. So, filler in anime. There are several reasons for it. The most common reason is they're so excited to adapt this manga that they don't really count. They want to capitalize on it now, but they don't really understand that, hey, one chapter is like half an episode if we pace it correctly. So, rather than have all their episodes like paced like point 0.5, they decide to add in filler arcs, filler episodes, anything to stretch it out so the mangaka can have more time to write their shit, and then they can adapt it. So consequently, a lot of anime a lot of anime that start really early on and the manga's slow, like Hellsing or Full Metal Alchemist, they never get to, they can't go on long enough. No amount of filler. They decide to just end gracefully on their own.
Like Soul
What's
Eater?
called, huh?
Soul Eater does that too, I think.
Yeah. They have what's called on TV tropes a gecko ending, where they make up their own ending, usually with consultation from the mangaka. When it comes to Naruto, and then to Bleach to an extent, but Bleach definitely was a lot closer. Naruto's been at least a year ahead of the manga for over a year now. Because when did the manga end, Nathan? 2013? End of 2013?
The manga ended in November of
2013?
2015.
What?
No, I'm sorry, 2014.
Okay, I was like, you're bullshitting me. Okay, so that makes sense. They're almost like a year ahead of the manga,
Okay.
and the manga's been over, and we got to the final arc, and I think Nathan, you and I calculated that there's like
Of all of
Yeah, here you go.
the manga ended November of 2014. And the way, and animes are cut up into quarters the way they run. So at the beginning of the first quarter of 2015, they announced that it would be a new filler arc, and that was probably something that they had planned out before they knew that the manga was going to end. So okay, that was
because
fine.
that takes a long time to plan all this out to animate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they knew.
It's probably about like I probably know more than a year in advance. But even so. So back in January of 2014, they were like, okay, we need to have this arc ready so that, we don't catch up to the manga. So in 2015, they began airing this filler arc, and it went on, and it went on while the manga was done, finished, like no more manga stuff. And this filler arc was like 25 or 30 episodes.
Yeah, 30. Yeah.
Then we got,
and it's not a good one.
It's
It's
awful.
terrible.
Then they did like 3 episodes of canon. Then they had like a flashback episode and another flashback episode. Then they went back and did a couple more episodes of canon. Then like one that was kind of filler but kind of in it. Then like 2 more of actual content, and then filler from like September to end of the year to now to still filler since September of 2015.
So how many did you say there was? Like, I
There
think
was
you calculated
8.
8 episodes of canon in a whole year.
So it's only like real purposes so it won't catch up with the manga.
No, but the manga's over. They're just stretching it out
No.
to either.
I meant like filler in general.
No, but like at least Naruto, like Nathan and I have commented in part 2 at least, like the filler arcs. There's some good ones in there.
Like a lot of the early filler arcs helped like give a little bit more background on certain characters. Like I'm not inherently against filler. It just has to like feel like it's important and has like an impact on the story, which this new one is as far away from that as possible. It is literally a story arc that is about a character reading. It's a story that a character is reading in a book in a dream.
Yep.
And it's
Yeah.
and it's already like 15 episodes long. And
You think we're
still
fucking
going.
with you? They find a way, like, and it's so disappointing because like there's more content coming that they can do. No spoilers, but after the ending of the manga, but just do the fucking ending. Why draw it out so long?
Yeah, it's very.
it's horrible because in the early Shippuden arcs, like Nathan's right. At the end of part one, I'll call it, and it was the end of part one in the manga. There was like 84 episodes of filler while they waited for more manga. But at least it was all together, and so that was draining at times. And in Shippuden, they fixed that by having like a season of filler, so it was like one arc, and then you just go immediately back to canon for like 20 plus episodes straight, and it'd be really good. And then it would go back and do like a filler. Right, Nathan? This sounds about right.
Yeah, it would go about a 20 to 30 episode season of canon, then a 20 to 30 season of filler,
Yeah,
and just go back and forth for like 8 or 9 seasons. It went like that.
I think so. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes the canon would be longer. Sometimes the filler would be slightly. There was one filler arc that was pretty long,
Like 40 episodes.
the Three Tails. The show's kind of in hell right now because I literally just stopped watching because it's like, listen, I can literally just read the manga. You're wasting my time. Why should I spend 20 minutes to watch something like this?
And I should point out that, we were pointing out Bleach as the other example of overuse of filler. Same company. And Bleach got canceled. The anime got canceled because the mangaka was like, what are you doing? You're fucking up my story with your random filler shit. I don't want you to do this anymore. And not to mention the popularity of the anime and the manga both declined. So Studio Pierrot has already wrecked one of their major properties using this strategy, and they are still employing it with Naruto, and I do not understand.
Yeah, I don't see the business side of it.
I don't understand as well. Is like, why wouldn't you just wait? Like, it's because here's one thing. It's like, if it was
Jobs.
No, listen to the.
It's true. They need to. You know how hard it is to be an animator.
Well, to be fair, that's exactly what Attack on Titan is doing. Like they aired their season 1 and are like, okay, we're gonna wait for the manga to catch up. So they're taking like what is it now, like a 3 or 4 year break?
Yeah.
And
I remember that coming out when I was like in high school.
Yeah. So which is wise. I'd rather them keep their dignity and do it like that.
Because tons of anime come out like all the time, like shit that we didn't even know about, like comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure these people can have jobs and they're like big studios, but it's also like, why wouldn't you just respect the art enough to not fucking taint it with stupid filler?
Oh, it's frustrating, especially when you're a fan.
Yeah,
when you're a fan who's been
thing. Because
Nathan, we've watched how many fucking hundreds of episodes of the show, and it's like, let it end.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like what's really sad about it for me is that when Studio Pierrot actually like buckles down and does and like adapts part of the manga, they generally do a really good job. Like when they're trying. There's a couple, there's some fights and some moments that they don't capture all that well, which is budget and timing and just interpretation. But like when they put effort into the actual material, it shows, and it's really, really good. And I would love it if they just like, rather than milking and killing this series, if they would grab onto other properties and start adapting.
Yeah,
I was really hoping that they were gonna do My Hero Academia, which was a newer manga that's kind of similar to Naruto in character progression and story. And I thought that it would be really cool if Studio Pierrot did it, but no, they just kept doing Naruto, and now some other studio has My Hero Academia, and I'm like, well, okay, we'll see how they
probably
do
for
it.
the best.
Probably looking at Naruto now, and looking at the movies like The Last and Boruto, Studio Pierrot does
so beautiful,
amazing animation work.
Yeah, when they have their big guns.
Yeah, like if I could combine the animation of Studio Pierrot with the pacing and writing of Toei Animation, that would be perfect. That would be the ultimate way to adapt shonen series.
Again, we're like really big fans, so it hurts to say, but we've been kind of like stewing on these thoughts. Like Nathan and I've talked about it so much over the past year.
I feel so old and bitter.
Yeah, we do. We feel so old, and I'm like, and Nathan, you started watching this in like what 2012 probably. 2013.
Yes.
2013.
Yeah, or like right at the beginning of 2013.
Yeah, and I've actually watched part one back in middle school, and
Me too.
then I saw parts of Shippuden here and there, but I never knew where to watch it. I'm older and wiser, but now I'm older and bitter because I'm like, let my show fucking end. Because I remember reading the manga and I legit got really emotional because the manga was, well, I have my problems with it, but
It was still like
Yeah.
my series.
but it was
Yeah.
such a great ending.
But yeah, I don't like filler. I don't like it. I think.
Unless you can make like really good
Mhm.
filler. But
No,
the problem with
yeah.
filler is that it's got to be really strategically placed because if it just comes out of nowhere, okay, we're doing this arc now, it's like, well, what the fuck? And then it just goes back to canon.
Yeah. There's some
That
filler
well,
that I don't mind. Like if it's like building
Yeah.
up characters, because I
Yeah.
love the Avatar: The Last Airbender, but
Yeah.
the fucking episode where it's like they're in the city and they go off on the adventure and it's like Toph and Katara.
Yeah,
That was filler.
the
But you know what?
Tales of Bossing
But
say,
you know
yeah.
what? I fucking loved it. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
Jesus.
It was filler, but it was amazing.
Because I
That's
think
the kind of
Avatar has like 5 episodes of filler max.
but yeah, about the filler being strategically placed. Yet again, using Bleach as an example, Bleach has probably the worst use of filler
Yeah.
ever. For
Like
one thing,
I
just
think my favorite one was, what if this happened differently?
yeah,
And it's like,
like
what?
well, for one thing, the way Bleach is structured is it doesn't really allow room for filler because it's just it all happens in such quick succession. But yeah, that's the thing is they'll literally like interrupt this arc and do some other arc out of nowhere and not explain where this would fall within the storyline. And one of the story arcs is literally just like a what if this happened? And it was just like I don't care. It
Yeah.
didn't happen. This has no relevance to me whatsoever.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Some of the worst filler ever is in Twin Peaks, though. Not
Season
Anna.
2. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Season 2, you mean the season that's half filler? I hate it. It's so bad.
It's so hard to recommend Twin Peaks to people because it's like,
Yeah.
season 1, but then it doesn't even end
I,
resolvingly. So
I say watch till season 2, episode like 10, and then just stop.
and then watch the last episode.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm trying to think of like good filler and bad filler. Actually, I know Trigun had some filler that I didn't mind. There was a few that I probably would have cut.
The original Full Metal Alchemist, like halfway through, just
I dropped
became
that.
entirely filler.
Yeah, I dropped that. They did the Gecko ending.
You gave up.
I actually did. Yeah, I was gonna watch through it and then I stopped.
I warned you. I was just like, don't do it, man. Just skip straight to Brotherhood. I still haven't been able to watch Brotherhood because of original Full Metal Alchemist.
I love original
I was
Full Metal
liking-
Alchemist.
I was liking Full Metal Alchemist. It's just that stuff came up and it wasn't a priority, which is unfortunate. I don't.
I actually can't get into Brotherhood, honestly.
Really?
Mhm.
Damn.
I've tried watching
I
it a few
can't-
times.
So I think the perfect medium is that apparently Brotherhood, since it assumes you've seen the first one,
Mhm.
skips is faster paced at the beginning.
I don't like
So the
that.
perfect medium would be to watch the beginning of Full Metal Alchemist and then switch over to Brotherhood once it changes.
Okay, because here's my issue with that. What I didn't like about Brotherhood was how in original 2003 Full Metal Alchemist, you very slowly, over the course of a few episodes, not a few, like 10 or so, you introduce every character. I love that because you get a sense of who they are, what their names are, what kind of character they are. But in Brotherhood, they just throw them all in your face without any time to know who they are. And like for me, I watched original Full Metal Alchemist pretty, like I think around, maybe 2010. I think I
Yeah.
binged it on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then I think a few months ago, my roommate was like, "Watch Brotherhood. It's really good." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll try." And we started watching. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, "What the fuck? Who are they?"
See, I had the opposite problem where I watched the first Full Metal Alchemist, and the pacing was egregiously slow for me. I'm fine with like gradually introducing things, but that was just too slow for me. And then halfway through the series, when it switched over to filler, I could like feel it, and I was like, this feels like it's going nowhere, and I don't like it very much. And I somehow got through all of Full Metal Alchemist, and then I immediately was just like, okay. I looked around, and I was like, oh, so Brotherhood is the one that actually adapts the story. This is the one that a bunch of people are like, oh, if you don't like Full Metal Alchemist, watch Brotherhood. It's the better version. So then I tried watching Brotherhood, And as I'm watching the first episode, I'm just like, I already saw this shit. I don't want to see it again, and I gave up. so, so we both gave up on Brotherhood for different reasons.
I guess just in the end, filler's stupid to me unless it's done very well. Like,
Yeah.
'cause I heard you guys. We were just bullshitting, by the way, everyone listening or watching, because we just got done recording like an hour and a half long Star Trek retrospective, and we were just bullshitting about whatever. And
Yeah.
I was just like, talk about filler, because it's interesting how people will sit through filler, and like, because you guys are talking about like a year of filler.
Oh, well, to be
Yeah.
fair, we skipped like the last, what, 20 episodes, Nathan?
Yeah, I haven't watched for like 3 or 4 months, and I know I skipped like the last 4 or 5 episodes of the first filler arc this year. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of just gave up because we know that the filler's just gonna stay around, and until it comes back, there's like we might check out those arcs that adapt the novels, maybe, but
maybe.
I'll speak for myself. I probably will check it out, but I gotta tell you, I feel like it's been millennium since I've clicked on the site to watch it. Like,
Oh yeah, it's been like I don't even check for Naruto anymore. I just like I know.
basically, I don't know what to tell you because studios, it's kind of like I get they want to capitalize on the success of the manga immediately, but gotta think this through. Like,
It's
the reason the manga is successful is because it's the manga, not the stuff. I'm not saying that you can't do your own thing. I'm not saying that at all. Like, take it in a new direction.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
people
that
love
you
that.
you can't do both.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do both. You got to choose one. If you want to do your own Naruto series, do it. But if you want to do the story that the manga's doing, just it's done. Just finish it. Do your filler afterwards. It won't feel
It's
nearly
really
as bad.
funny.